Okay, this one, you guys are gonna be able to take notes on this. Everyone pull out your phone, something to take notes on real quick.
Look at you, Lupito. Na Instagram. Notes.
And we got reports every month.
I need to put my
And
daily
he
stuff.
literally, he's driving through the office, he's listening to recordings of topics. He's at home and he just tells before I go to bed, I just play a recording just to listen to something positive.
You retain those right before you go to bed?
You do. Which, yeah, it's great. If you've never done it, there's no better sound than waking up in the morning to an audible that you left playing the whole night. And your subconscious mind is picking up on something. When you're going to bed, you're picking up on something. And that's just having a growth mindset overall. Anyway, I don't want to get into that spiel. That's not the talk, okay? So, I got this from Grant Cardone, and this is for, hey, if ever something's going wrong and you're not getting the results that you want to get, he talks about how there's 4 degrees of action, okay? And people have a way that they kind of think about things and the way that they act, and there's really only one thing that you need to do, all right, in order to overcome whatever it is that you have going on. And this thought process, it doesn't matter if it's your personal life, if it's business, if it's your relationships, right, if it's work, whatever it is, this type of thinking is the way that you should think about everything, and it's the way that will fix everything in my opinion, okay? So, there's only one, there's 3 mistakes that people make first, okay? The first one, so for the 4 degrees of action, is people do nothing, right? So they do nothing, meaning something is going wrong. You got something going wrong in your personal life, you got something going wrong in your relationship, you got something going wrong, you're not producing at what you wanna do, how you wanna produce. People sit there and just do nothing, right? That is obviously doesn't get you any type of results, okay? Meaning you just dwell on the idea and you're just sitting there not taking any types of action. You're just genuinely doing nothing, hoping, right, that something will change down the road. Hoping that maybe your manager will tell you something different and things will change. Hoping, all right, if you're a leader, maybe one day I'll just get promoted and it'll give me an incredible second round if I'm trying to get better at training. Maybe I'm hoping that one day they're just gonna change the whole training process, okay? You're just in this thought process of you're putting off the work onto someone else versus yourself, okay? Number 2 is people retreat. This is the biggest one. This is why people are losers in life. This is why people are mediocre. This is why people are average. This is why people will never make above $50,000, $60,000 a year in their life. This is why people will settle. This is why people's relationships will suck. This is why people's marriages, okay, will be broken down the road, okay? Is you retreat. You just quit. You just give up. You just say, I'm not gonna, you know what, it's too hard, okay? Look, no matter what's going on, retreating is never the answer. Giving up is never the answer, right? Things will go bad, but guess what, that's life. Sometimes it's easier to look at people that are successful and they're doing great and just thinking, man, they're great because X, X, and X and Y. You know what, I promise you, okay, if you wanna make 6 figures, if you wanna make 7 figures, if you wanna make 8 figures, you're gonna deal with 8-figure issues. All right, you're gonna get punched in the face way more. So embrace whatever you got going on right now. If your churn sucks, get freaking excited about it. All right, don't cry and say, I'm gonna quit, this isn't for me, I can't do it. That won't solve anything. I've had 20 people on my team and they all quit and I can't get promoted, this sucks. Don't retreat, that's not the answer, okay? It's, I have to get better. What can I do? I'll just leave it, I gotta keep going. I have to follow the process. Giving up is not the answer. I'm sucking at sales, I'm not getting the amount of sales that I want, I'm not making the money that I want. Retreating is not the answer, right? That doesn't automatically increase your income, right? And people mentally give up in their head first, right? And if you're thinking of giving up, you should talk to your leader because they're gonna do 2 things. They'll either force you to quit, which it'll, you know what? It'll genuinely help you find something else better. I honestly, and some people have heard me say this, like when someone quits, and you hear this from Grant Cardone and 10X, when someone quits, I'm like, man, we screwed up. If someone comes and tells us, hey, I quit today, they quit 3 weeks ago in their head. It just took them 3 weeks to finally get the courage and come up and say, I quit, all right? Go ahead and just speak it. I would rather you say, Raf, I'm thinking of quitting, and here's the conversation's gonna go 2 ways. We're gonna figure out the outcome, or we're gonna say, yeah, you should just leave, okay, in a good way, and find something that you're better at, right? And then there will probably be a talk of, don't give up at everything you do, because if you give up here, and then you've probably given up at 30 other things, you'll probably do something else and you'll get paid too. Okay, it's a character issue that people tend to have, okay?
Hell yeah.
And not to get too maybe in depth, but people do this in relationships. People do this like, and this is kind of an off topic, I say this to leaders, but look at the divorce rate in America, it's like 60-something%. Right? They make a commitment and then they say, things are wrong, let me just get a divorce. Okay? And look, not to get maybe outside of work, but in my mind, I grew up that divorce was not an option. It just wasn't a thing. You know why? But people have grown up being pussies. People have grown up that giving up is okay. Okay? I just grew up that, hey, if I was going to do something, I'm going to do it well, and I'm not going to give up no matter how bad it looks. No matter how much I suck at it, I'm not gonna give up. That's not the answer. That same character issue, man, of giving up leads into every area of your life, okay? So, anyway, number 3, normal levels of action, all right? This is just being average, meaning you just go with the flow. You just do the exact same thing that you're already doing, and essentially it's the same thing as doing nothing. You're hoping that something changes, all right? You're doing normal levels of action, all right? So those are the 3 mistakes that people make. The 4th thing that you need to do, right, in order to really excel, to overcome anything is what? Massive action. You need to take massive action in whatever it is that you're doing. You need to have the thought process of, hey, what's the solution? How do I 10x it? How do I just do everything in abundance? All right, and that will solve my problem. All right, it's just doing things at a higher level. Right, and I got a few things specifically in here that you can do, that you guys can write down that maybe is the correct thought process of massive action. Okay, 1, I'm coming into the office with a better image. You know, that's a small level of taking massive action. If I want to do better at sales, I just want to be a better leader. Hey, why don't I show up to the office dressed a little sharper? All right, yes. I promise you come in here dressed a little bit sharper, you will feel better about yourself. Okay. For the guys, if you come in with a suit and tie, do you feel better?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah. Okay. Right, and let's be honest, okay? You probably get complimented. You probably get complimented both the times when you dress up nice, right?
Hell yeah.
And you feel good about it, right? Let's be. I wore that new suit on Friday. Like about 30 of you guys told me, man, that's a nice suit, Raf, and I felt like on top of the world, man.
That's
nice.
It was a nice suit.
You guys are great liars, and I appreciate it.
I wanted that.
Thank you. Right? But dude, again, I'm just thinking, what massive action can I take to be better? Right? Your self-image feels better, then you go to the store, you feel good, and by default, hey, small thing, but you do better. I remember when I was a rep in the store, I literally would have a shirt and a tie that I would specifically wear on Saturdays and on Sundays.
Hell yeah.
Because I felt the best in it. And that was my go-to shirt and tie, and I'm like, I'm gonna produce today. Okay, anyway, something's flawed, okay? There's 10 things that I got for you. I'm gonna be super quick. I'm gonna be done by 9:30, okay? Number 2 is getting with top producers inside of the office. Hey, I need to take massive actions. If I'm not producing at the way that I want to, who can I talk to in the office that's doing well? I'm not just gonna wait around and do nothing or retreat, okay, or do average action and just hope that someone comes to me and tells me get better, right? It's your life, it's your success, it's your career. Let me get with people that are doing great. Let me chase after them so that I can become better. If they're producing, they're doing something right. Let me get with them. Number 3, okay, taking as much as you can from all the videos or the podcasts that we play or the workshops that we actually run. There's so much little bits of information that you can take away when people speak as high rollers. Are you just part of the crowd and you're just there, or are you actually listening to what people say and trying to take it in, meaning you're trying to be a good student? When your leader has a conversation with you, are you trying to take in what they say, or are you just there, right? Try to actually take in, have that open spirit of, hey, let me learn as much as possible, all right? So when you have that student mentality, you're always kind of picking up and learning from random little things, which by default means that mentally you will be better, and if you're mentally better, by default, you'll take different types of action. You take different types of actions, you'll get different results. Number 4, showing up early. And this is a huge one where you will genuinely just feel better about waking up 10-15 minutes earlier and then coming to the office just a little bit earlier. And you just feel like you're ready to go. Versus coming in running at the door, okay, at 7:58, at 7:59, and then you're just kind of this, what's the word, this,
Recuperating.
what's that?
Recoup.
You're not warmed up.
Not warmed up, there's another word for it, disgruntled, I don't know if that's the word.
Huh?
Disgruntled, you're just joggled up, you're not organized, you're not ready to go, you're more focused on just the fact that you might be a little bit late. Yeah, I know the second that, I know for me, when I walked in late and someone had a conversation with me for like the next hour, all I could think about was the fact that I was late. Which means I didn't actually even practice an avenue, I didn't take anything in, because all I was focused on was the fact that I was late. Versus if I come in early, I feel good about the fact that, hey, I'm ahead of things, I'm on top of the game, right? So a small thing that'll take over everything. Number 5, deciding to look at everything that happens inside of the office as a positive, right? And here's a small thing. Some people have come in before and say, man, why don't we have tablets to pitch inside of the office with? Because it would cost us $20,000. It's a lot of money, bro. Pitch on the phone, okay? You know what? That's a negative outlook, okay? Versus the outlook of like, man, I'm just glad I can actually pitch, and I'm just glad I can actually pitch on the phone. I'm just glad I have something to pitch with versus just pitching in the air, right? I'm not saying it's wrong to not. I'm glad we have tablets. I've wanted tablets for a long time, okay? They've been sitting there for like over a month, right? But what kind of mindset does someone have for things, right? There's a negative and there's like, hey, we can improve and get better, but there's a positive outlook to everything, right? Or some people might even have the mindset, okay, and if this is you, this is where like, I gotta fix my attitude and say, if you didn't get to have a tablet because there wasn't enough, and in your head, why didn't they have enough tablets? You got a negative mindset. Negative, not trying to be a dick, but that's so negative, alright?
Go buy your own tablet.
Why not? Yeah, buy your own tablet. But, like, I'm not saying, yeah, you should have more, there are more, there's just, we don't have cases and we don't want them breaking. But it's the mindset of like, man, I didn't get a tablet, at least I have some, next time I'll get one tomorrow. I'll make sure that I get one tomorrow, okay? At least I still have the opportunity to pitch my phone. Again, just positive versus negative mindset. If I go to a store that's a little bit further, I can have the mindset of, like, man, I gotta drive, this sucks. That means I spent gas money and, oh man, I don't wanna do this. It's a negative mindset. Massive action is, let me look at the positive, okay? Maybe I can listen to an audiobook on the store. Maybe I can call my leader while I'm on the way to the store just to chit chat about the job so I can get better, right? And I get to personally grow on myself, right? And you know what? Or you know what? I'm gonna make sure when I go to this furniture store, I got extra motivation to crush it because I gotta make some more money for the extra $5 I spent on gas, right? What mindset do you have when you're going to the store? Make the decision to say, hey, how can I look at things on a positive outlook? That's a small trait of something that successful people do. Number 6, read a success principle book. I'll kind of fly through this again. It's just everything's massive action. What can I do to personally get better at the job? Okay. Number 7, my churn rate sucks. Okay. I'm gonna track all my customers. I'm gonna track why they're canceling. I'm gonna follow up with some of the customers on why it is that they're canceling. Okay. Number 8, I'm gonna try to talk to my leader more often. If you don't like your leader, well, that's part of the positive and negative outlook. All right. But even if I don't like them, there's people I don't like that are above me. I'm still gonna talk to them.
I love him.
If they got information for me, you love who?
My brother.
You love your brother? I've seen you guys fight. But you still love him.
And I love you too, bro. You might need it too, man.
Thank you. Even if you don't like them, bro, there's people I don't like, but they got information to give me. Let me talk to them. Let me get something out of it, okay? Number 9. What is it, number 8? Yeah. Number 9 is come to more events that are actually happening in the office. Right? Every mastermind usually has some sort of random team nights here and there. Make the effort to associate. I just talked about associating with guys that are going to Jamaica, and it stretches you when you hang out with people that are at a higher level. You same deal inside of the office. I knew as a rep that, hey, the more that I hung out with my promoting owner when he did something, I would just think like him probably by default, because he's in a higher place in life, and I want to get there. So if I can get around him, if I can get around people that are winning, okay, by default, I'm also gonna be one of the winners, okay? And then number 10, the last thing is, this is the biggest one that I think people need to have, it's just be grateful. Massive action and, hey, what am I thankful for? Am I thankful for the fact that I got a job? Am I thankful for the fact that I have the opportunity to make commissions? Am I thankful for the fact that if I work harder, I'll get paid more money? You know, and I've always been thankful for that. I could not imagine getting a job that I get paid out of. I
Disgusting.
Fuck that.
That's
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Me da asco.
Asqueroso.
I would,
Voy a vomitar.
I would die. Every time something goes wrong, Sam's corporate says, Raf, you suck. I do. I'm just thankful. Raf, you're gonna lose your opportunity if you don't lose churn rate. I'm gonna fix it. But I'm thankful, man, that I got an opportunity. Okay? Raf, you're hitting all national qualifications. It's an extra $20,000 pay increase. We're not gonna give it to you right now because you're sucking. Thank you for telling me what I gotta get better at. I'm just glad that I have the opportunity to maybe earn that pay increase one day. Okay? I'm just thankful. Okay? You got people on your crew that suck. I'm just thankful I got people on my crew. Alright?
I'm so grateful.
No matter what it is, okay, you can always look at it from hey, I'm thankful and I'm grateful, and I promise you, when you have a spirit of gratefulness and thankfulness, it's really hard to get mad. It's really hard to not have a good attitude. It's really hard to go out there and not actually perform because you're just in a good state of mind at all times, right? And so, anyway, I gotta wrap up. What I just recommend, take massive action in all 10 of those, especially the last one, how thankful can I be, okay? But that's all I got for you guys.